Hi and welcome to Add More Zest with Diamonds. My name's Rebecca and I've got a couple of items to share with you today from DIY Digital Art. Well, they're looking very blue here. I don't think that was necessarily my intention when I picked them off the website, but I did pick a couple of sort of smaller size paintings. They're ones I class as small size. But that's compared to the monsters that I can sometimes end up doing in size. It's always nice to have, they still take a good few days to do, if not weeks, depending on how much time you have. But it is always nice to have some that are that little bit smaller than the really large paintings, because you do feel as though you've got them finished quicker, because of course it takes less time. But this one's actually quite small. So this one is a 30 by 40, but actually once it's chopped down it ends up being 23 by 32, so that's quite a big board around the outside, but it does have DMC numbers. It has 22 different colours and it is a gorgeous image, though it does seem to have been squooshed a little bit. If you look at the moon isn't as round as it was, so maybe this would have been better as a 30 by 30. But you can still tell what the image is, with it being a nice landscape one and these little hot air balloons, or maybe it's those lanterns down here. And then of course you've got your mountainscape. So there is quite a few darker colours in this. It does come in the separate bags, but we also have some gorgeous blues and some peaches, quite a few different shades of blue, a little bit of white, quite a bit of 823 seems to be the dark. Oh no, we've got 939 as well in there, which is also another very dark blue. Some greys as well, but they're your main colours. Blues, little bit of peachy colours for, of course, the lanterns, and a little bit of sunset or sunrise in the background. But nevertheless, a gorgeous image. So that is number one. And then number two, which is not as much mountains and is more the seaside. This is a gorgeous sort of bay area, more so than seaside. Gorgeous docks in the bay, and you've got your sea view or your bay view houses in the background with gorgeous skyline. But again, lots of blues. I must have been liking the blues when I chose these two. But we have 35 by 25, so that's more your standard with a border size that you tend to find for many companies that say 40 by 30. It does include the border. But yeah, we've got 23 different colours. This is also a round. You do also get a toolkit. However, this one is in bags, so we can see these gorgeous blues and greys, little hint of some brown and beige, help give those buildings some colour. A little bit more down here mixed in with the blues. We've even got a little bit of burgundy and a nice deep green, as well as some 3865, which is not in loads of places. It's actually highlights. So there's a little bit of a highlight here. There's about 6 diamonds here, about 9 diamonds up here. But then we have a few little highlights in the buildings. Sometimes there's only 1 diamond. Little bits of highlights on the boat, and also sort of the dock side, maybe. Across the pier, what would you call it? But yeah, around the bay. There's some little bits of the white, of course, mixed in with some of these other lighter colours to give you that gorgeous view. I wouldn't object to being able to see that view all the time. So yeah, these are the two items that I picked from DIY Digital Art for this time. I will pop the links down below. So we have mountains and water. Maybe that's the best way to describe it, depending on what takes your fancy. But of course, there are loads more paintings to have a look at below, so just click on one and take yourself for a little browse. You never know, things might just hop into your basket. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.